Tonight we're going to make a W fold card using the Cutest Halloween Designer Series papers, the Cutest Halloween stamp set, and the Halloween punch. I got this idea for this card from Lisa Curcio in the card she made almost a year ago called, hold on a second, I need to read the title. A W fold card you can make that will get a wow. And hers was done with the Christmas prints, and it was a wow card. Hi, I'm Joan Heberlein, and I created this video for Joan's Simple Paper Crafts right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss a video when I post, which is typically once a week. Lately I've been doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and next week I'll go back to just Wednesday, and the following week will be just Wednesday as well. Now give me a second so I can turn the camera down and we can get started. Here's the card that I've done. This is my first try, and I'm using the Cutest Halloween stamp set, and mine's a little bit thicker than what Lisa's was because I put another band over the black band, and I put this paper on top of that, and so that made it thicker and it's more difficult to fold. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to seam it here as well. I did seam it right here, but we're not there, and that's making it difficult to fold, I think. So I think this turned out pretty good. What do you guys think? All right, so let's get started. And I'm going to give you a tip on how to cut the paper. So if you look at this, I have a piece of 8.5 by 11, and we need to make it one at 4 1/4 by 11, 1 3/4 by 11, and then these are, so that's 1 7/8 by 2 7/16, and then this is 1 3/4 by 2 1/4, and then this is just a scrap. But then we're also going to need another piece of scrap here, which is 5 1/8 by 1 inch, and then this is 7/8 by 5 1/8. And these dimensions are going to be down in the comment section below. And these are your standard 4 by 5 1/4. This is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And this one is 4 by 5 1/4. So these pieces we need to match up into these sections right here, these individual sections. And I'm thinking if we cut them at 2 11/16, 2 5/8, 2 5/8, and 2 11/16. And I think that'll give us something that'll lay a little bit flatter. Let's go ahead and get started. And we'll do our stamping first. So we'll start using the pumpkin pie for our ink for choice. And we'll do this one first. And I'm going to bring it a little bit closer here. I'm going to do it off to the side because I have that. I think I want to put a pumpkin on the left, so we're just going to put it down right here. That's done.
And then we'll have our trick or treat next. I think I want to put some candy down below. I just need to make sure I've got enough room to do that. And let's see if this is going to work. I think we put it down there. And then I'll put some up here too, I think. Okay, let's try that. Almost off the paper, but that'd be fine. We'll do our pumpkin pie out of Memento ink. We'll do our pumpkin out of Memento ink. We'll have to redo that one. So, all right, let's do this first. We'll do it up here. Because this one has a little cut in it. That's why I didn't want it to use it for our paper card. So I'm going to just repeat this one. And let's see what else we've got to put our, fill in our pumpkin. So I'm going to need to clean some stamps here before I can change out the rest. And let's just cover these ink pads so we don't stick our elbows in them in the meantime. So this is our Stampin' scrub, and it has a raindrop up there, so that means this is the side you want to spray, and you leave this side dry to dry your stamp off. So, and then we use our Stampin' Mist to spray this. And we just clean all of these. Now they will stain over time. This has a little bit of a hue on it because I had been using that quite a bit. Some of the colors will stain easier than others. I didn't use that one, so okay. And this is a stamp that I'm going to need. And we're going to need this one as well. this one. Actually, I think we'll use this one instead. Okay, so we'll bring back our Memento ink. And we're just going to stamp the pumpkin with pumpkin pie. Not too bad. And I will try and get this off from here before we get any farther. And then we will do our eyes real quick. And we're done with this one. And we're done with the pumpkin pie as well. And then we're going to need to get out, which one? Our green. Granny apple green we'll use. And I forgot, I am going to want to have Memento ink out for the outline of the leaf. And then we'll stamp in the green portion of the leaf. And let's see if I can get it up here where you can see it. Try not to get my head in the way. All right. And then we're also going to need to use the Granny Apple Green for the stem. I don't know why they didn't have a stamp for that. Although it's a pretty small portion, then maybe they didn't think they could get it to line up right. And I'm going to bring this Stampin' Scrub back out again and clean off these ink pads. And I'm just going to stick these on here so we've got them on a surface somewhere. All right, so we've got that taken care of. What we're going to want to do next is let's just get these panels done as long as we've got these out here. So we're going to glue these down onto our stamp. And I've got my silicone mat here so that if I go out of the lines, go off, it'll keep my mat clean. So liquid glue, Seal Plus and Seal won't stick to this mat. Hot glue won't stick. and our tear and tape doesn't stick to it. You just need to rub it off once it's dry. So we are getting close to the end of our celebration. So if you haven't placed your order, you'll want to do it soon. It is a sale while supplies last. So I haven't heard of anything being sold out yet, but I haven't checked today either, so and there should be one more. Okay, so then we just need to put these on. We'll put those on with Stampin' Dimensionals. So let's get those out. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to pick these up and get them on here because it works really well. I'm not going to take the paper backing off yet because I'm not going to attach them here until we get it onto our card. And I'm just going to move that up here and put a smaller one toward the bottom. And I'm going to put two small ones, one on each ear of the cat. I don't know if I can move this yet still or not. Just trying to huff it. See if I can get it off from there. Let's see if I can do it this way. So I've got this other paddle, so I can probably get under here and peel that off. Yeah. So, okay, and then let's get it. All right, and one more for the other ear. And just switch it around. Maybe one on each side too. I think I could have just done this in all small ones. I'm probably okay. That's better. Okay. So those will go on there. Let's just move these around, back up here for now. And then as long as we have this out, let's go ahead and use our punch to get this one out of here. And so I line it up, and then I'm going to push it down to hold the paper in place. Oh, I'm going to lose my stem. So let's do fussy cut, because I don't want to lose the stem on here. Or the leaf, that's what it's being cut off. I want it to be continuous. So I'm just turning the paper, not this, turning this paper, not the scissors. there. Now I've got the stem still on there rather than having it be falling off because I cut it off. Okay, and I'll just put that up there with the rest of those. So let's bring in our cardstock. So we're going to fold this on the score line. So this is 4 1/4 by 11 inches. And I'm just going to fold it there in the middle. That's 5 1/2 inches where the score line is. And I'm burnishing it really good because I don't want it to stick out as much as the other one did. Okay. And then on the inside we'll put these cards down, and these are 4 inches by 5 1/4. And this is from the Cute Halloween Designer Series paper, and it's double-sided. I love this side as well, but we're going to stick with the this candy on here. Let's see if I can do this without going off the mat because I don't have it underneath my silicone mat. All right, and so we want to line this up, leaving 1/8 of an inch around the border. Looks pretty good. I'll do the same thing with this one. And I think I am going to put it on the mat because I don't want to get my surface all sticky. All right. And again, 1/8 of an inch around the border. Line up the top for sure. And then I'm just going to burnish it to get all the excess glue flattened inside underneath the two pieces of paper. Make sure there's contact everywhere, and I'll do it on both sides. Okay. Then let's go ahead and do the outside of the card. So we've got this 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece here, and then this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And let's get it on here again. And now there should only be 1/16 of an inch border around the edge of this card. Just flattening all the glue from underneath. And then we'll want to do our banner on here as well. So, and this is 5 1/8, and this is 5 1/8 in length as well. And I went with 1 inch on the orange, and then I believe 7/8 on the white, basic white. And it's going to match on the ends and leave a 1/16 of an inch on the top and the bottom. And then we'll just glue this up. And I didn't realize, oh, there we go. Yeah. I was thinking it should have been just matched up to the edge of the designer series paper, but I want it to match up so that the orange will look like it's continuous on when you put it on here. So that matches the orange right up here. So let's get the glue on that as well. And I'm just going to open this up so that I have it lay a little bit easier. And we want to leave 1/8 of an inch around the borders. I need to bring it down a hair. That's why we have the liquid glue in there, so I can adjust it a little bit. I think the adjusting's done now, so better be in a good spot. So next we'll do the inside. We'll put this on when we're all done. We'll do the inside. So let's get these pieces of paper cut on here. So I cut these 2 strips out of some Cutest paper, Cutest Halloween paper, and I lined it up so that I just had orange on both ends, on the ends here. If I didn't line it up, it would have been orange, black, orange, black, orange, black, and then it would have ended with the black down here, and I wanted it to be similar, so I had to just shift it a little bit to get it to line up that way. So let's find those measurements. We wanted 2 11/16, and I am just going to measure again just to make sure we've got that correct. Okay, let's measure this. So we want it to be just start on the left side of the fold, and there's the fold right here. So I'm just moving the score line right to the left of that. And then I can see that if I went 3/4, that's going to be too long. So let's do 11/16 instead. Okay. So let's pull this out. So 2 3/4, and then we just went back down 1. Okay. And let's see how that works in there. That seems to work just fine there. Then the next portion is going to be this fold. So I'm going to move that so the score line is now on the right side of the cutting blade. And it's going to be the same line. No, actually it has to be 1 more in. So it is going to be 2 5/8. Those are the same measurements I have written down. So let's go with that. 2 5/8. So that's a half. And then 1 more is 5/8. And I shifted it, so let me look again. Okay, so we've got those there, and I'm going to put them right up here. Now we just need to measure the opposite side, and I'm just flip this over, and it should be the same measurements, but it's not necessarily going to be that way. And I think let's start with the 2 5/8 here again. And I just want to make sure we're going in the right direction here. Okay. Two and 5/8. And then we need to measure this outer one again. And that is going to be the 2 11/16. Okay. All right, so let's bring these down where we can all see them now. So let's put this one on here first. And I'm going to line it up in the fold portion. I forgot I line it up on the edge first. Because if we have more in the fold portion, that's not a problem. So that's definitely clearing that. I'm going to burnish this. Okay. And then our next piece. All right. That seems to work. Nothing on the ends real hanging out. We'll burnish that in place. And hopefully I didn't switch these around. Nope, so let's do this one. And let's burnish that as well. A little extra glue there, see if I can get that off. And then the final piece. I'm just going to line it up on the edge here first. Excuse me. seems to work fine. All right, that's done. So let's get it on here. And what we're going to use is we're going to use our Seal Plus because that has such a nice stick to it. And I am going to put it on these ends here. This end and this end. And you just make a light roll, and I have to get it started though. Just turning it to get the tape up toward the edge of the, and I just roll it lightly. No pressure at all. I love this tape. It's a little frustrating when I got started because I would, you know, it doesn't always grab right away, and so I try to put more pressure on it, and that doesn't really help. The amount of pressure doesn't help at all. It's best to have a light touch to it. And you do have to be careful with this paper, this roller, because the glue is so sticky that it could easily tear your paper. So that's why it's important to have a light touch. So I am going to fold this back this way so that we aren't going to tear and lay it down in the wrong spot and then have to tear it up. So I'm trying to match the center here and then get this down as well. So we've got that there. I just want to verify that this is going to work on this edge. Yeah, we should be good on both edges, so I'm just going to pull that up again. And then I'm going to burnish the edges. Not too bulky. Okay, so then we have these pieces that we want to go in here, and we'll just do every other one. And we want to center them between the edge of the card and the fold line. And then this would be between the two fold lines. The two fold lines. And then the edge of the card and the the fold line. And then we want to line the top. So that should work. And I'm just going to use the glue again. And I'm just going to put that down here, and then probably not seeing when I'm gluing this here. I really liked how this card's turning out. There's so many designs in this pattern paper that you could use it for different paper to make the same card, and it'll look that much different. In fact, I have a couple more designs that I'll show you at the end of working on this paper. So let's get these on here. And I'm just going to use my Take Your Pick tool, pull off the backing on these dimensionals. And just lay them down right in the middle, I think. I like how this will wrangle these up so then they're not floating all over the place. I can tell when I'm not using my Take Your Pick tool, because then we have those paper backings all over the house, because they'll stick on my socks and float all the way around. There we go. And I think all we have left is to put this guy on, and I think I'm going to put him on with Action Wobble. So these aren't a Stampin' Up thing. It's something I got on Amazon. You could probably find them at craft stores as well. And these are small. This is a small self-adhesive Action Wobble. It's called a mini Action Wobble. So let's get the paper backing down on onto the base here. And then we will pull this backing off as well. Yeah, that works. And then let's put in a couple little black matte dots. We'll put one up here. One in the O for Halloween. And let's grab a big one, and we'll stick it down here. So let me bring in my other cards. So here's our first card that we did. And I did this one. And she's on a spring as well. And this one's just on a dimensional. I like these bats. I hope you liked this project as much as I did. Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you enjoyed today's video, would you do me two favors? Click the thumbs up emoji. That means you like it. And would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss on any future videos. And if you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Bear with me a little bit longer because I want to let you know of the promotions going on right now. The July-December mini catalog is here. Sales run from August 3rd through January 3rd. It's your passport to stunning seasonal projects. It contains all the products you'll need to craft, create, and celebrate during Halloween, Christmas, and more. Are you ready to celebrate? Celebration is one of our biggest promotions of the year. Are you ready to celebrate? During the celebration, you can earn exclusive products for free. For every $50 you spend, you can add your pick of a celebration product to the cart at no additional cost. Sale runs August 3rd through September 30th. Mark your calendars. I'll be back Wednesday, September 22nd at 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll be doing something fall-like. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.